Hands are shaky right now. So, okay, so today I was like, I'm gonna make some portraits, and I have a couple of pencils over here. So, first of all, we have this 4B pencil, and we also have 2B and a couple of other pencils as well. Let me just show them to you. 10B, 6B, and 8B. Just take a look. I have all these pencils, and now I'm gonna start sketching my portrait with the 2B pencil. Okay, so before sketching a portrait, I first make sure that I have got right the proportions. Um, so we're just making sure that we got the right proportions, and I'm just creating the like outer, how should I say, outer borders, like how long it's gonna be, the hair and the face. Okay, this will be the hair part. According to my reference, this her hair is kinda big. So yeah, this is gonna be her hair, and just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's just a rough sketch right now. But yes. So this is her hair part, and then her forehead should be something this big, and then these are her eyebrows. Yes, we can fix that later on if we need to fix it, but then we've got her nose just right here. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's just a quick sketch right now. And then over here we have her mouth. Yes, there will be the lips. So now I can make the chin somewhat like this. I'm just using my reference as a guide, okay? I don't really draw grids or anything like that. It's just that uh it comes with practice. Okay. So in the beginning it's gonna look a little bit rough, but we'll get used to it. So there we go. We've got the face. Now I'm gonna make the facial features like the eyes and all that. Okay, so like we already know that this is gonna be her eyebrows. So I'm just gonna fix that real quick, and then over here we have to make her eyes. Her eyes is like a little big, it's large. Sorry for my bad English, but yeah. So we have her eyes. I made it too large, I guess. Let me erase that. Yes. So first we're gonna make her eyeballs, and then we'll make her eyes. Okay, there we go. That's her eyes, and now we have to make this eye, the other eyes. So just using, if you want, you can just draw a straight line like this that you know. Yes. And now we're gonna go ahead and draw the other eye. Okay, great. So that looks kind of rough. It's because we have not drawn her eyelashes right now. So we're gonna draw her eyelashes and then we're gonna draw her under eyes over here as well. So that's her under eyes. And let's just give her some eyeballs real quick. And so the eyes are done. So now we're gonna move on to the lips. So we already know that this is gonna be the shape of the lips. So let's shape the lips real quick. Just like that. And we're gonna lighten it a little bit. And now we're gonna draw the upper lips. We already know that this was the shape of the lips, so just according to that, we'll be drawing the upper lips and then the lower lips. So we can see the shape of the lower lips right here. We just have to make it a little bit more clearer, like a lips should be. Okay, so there we have it. And now I feel like I'm gonna fix her nose real quick. Let's fix her nose. So we already know the shape of the nose like we drew earlier. We're just gonna make it a little bit more clearer. Just like that, she got a straight nose. Okay. And yeah, there we go. We have drawn her nose. Yeah, just like that. It's as simple as that. So the nose is done. I'm gonna just make this chin a little bit better. So we'll erase a little bit. And this should be a little thinner according to my reference. So we got that right there. And then just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna fix the mistakes later on. I feel like I should just draw the rest of the part first. So right now I'm just gonna draw her neck and finish the hair. Okay, and over here we have her hand. So let's draw that real quick. Like I said, first we're gonna use the basic shapes like we did for the face. Okay, so first I'm just drawing some squares and rectangles, like the basic shapes for her hand, to just use them as guidance for later on. And there we go. This is her finger. I used a rectangle as her finger, and here's we're gonna draw another rectangle for her hands. So first just draw some basic shapes and then you can fix it later on. So over here I drew her hand. It's kind of a mess right now, but we can fix it later. Okay, so now her hand, then the sweater, the hair, like we did for the face. First we're gonna draw rectangles, squares and circles for as some basic shapes, and then we're gonna use those shapes as guidance for the rest of the facial features. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and fix this face a little bit. I think it's gonna be a little bit thicker because the eyes don't lie around the corners. There has to be a little space after the eyes. So I'm just gonna fix that real quick. So here we have the eyebrows. Okay, and then according to my reference, the hair is touching the edge of her eyes, and then her face is like this. So it's because like the eyes don't lie at the corner of the face. That's why. So I'm just gonna fix that, and there we go, that's done. This is the hair which is lying just at the corner, as at the edge, and then we're gonna draw a few more strands over here, and then over here, then here as well. Just a couple more strands to make her look a little fancy. And I don't know what's wrong with the chin. I feel like there's something wrong with the chin. I feel like I should make it a little bit smaller. I still think there's something wrong with the chin. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. So just like that, we made the chin a little bit smaller. And I think that it's because the shadows. Okay, so I feel like after adding the shadows it will look better, because we have not added the shadows as well. It looks a little bit messy right now. So just like that, our sketch is done, and now we're gonna go ahead and add some shadows to it. So for the sketch I use this 2B pencil, and now I'm gonna use a little bit darker, like a 4B, to give her some shadows. 4B, 6B, 8B, the darker pencils for the shadows. So uh I'm gonna use 4B and 6B for the shadows. I guess you can see that this is 4B and this is 6B. Okay, so I'm gonna use that for the shadows. This is 6B. All right, and now this was 6B. Okay, and now I'm gonna blend that with a 4B pencil. All right, in case if you think that it's a little bit darker, then you can just simply erase that middle part, and we can blend it back again with a 2B pencil. Yep, there we go. And then the same with the other eyes. I'm gonna take my 4B pencil again, and we'll make some eyelash. Just give her some eyelash, and the corner should be a little bit darker, because so we're gonna use 6B for the corners. It's supposed to be darker. And now I'm gonna use a 2B pencil again to just blend this in. There we go, the eyes are done. And now I'm again gonna use a 2B pencil just for the shadows, the lighter shadows. Okay, this is known as a cross hatching process, where you like first go in this direction and then the opposite direction, so it kind of gets blended together. So that's what I'm doing over here right now. There you go, just blending in the shadows. There, the shadows are blended, and giving her a couple more shadows. So the eyes have the sorry, I mean the eyebrows have to be a little darker. So first, I guess I'm gonna do the eyebrows. Wait a sec. I'm gonna do the eyebrows first because they have to be a little bit darker. So I'm gonna just make them darker. Yes, just like that. And then blend that in with a 2B or a 4B pencil, just according to your reference. And with that, the shadows, the eyebrows is done. And now I'm just blending the eyebrows with the shadows. There you go. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit because I think that will give you guys a better look of what I'm sketching. Yes, I think that that's better. So, uh-huh. Now I'm gonna use a 4B pencil again. This is about the hair. So let's not mix the shadows and the hair. I'm just finishing up with her hair a little bit, and then we're gonna take an eraser and we'll just erase the edges of her hair. Okay, that's gonna give it, just gonna erase the edges and then darken the shadows around it just like that. Okay, and then we'll blend this in together, and just like that it's done. So one strand of hair is done, three more to go, and the whole head of hair. Okay, I'm just gonna shade in some few more strands of her hair, adding shadows and like making it darker wherever it's needed, and erasing as well some areas because we don't want to make it too dark. I'm just gonna erase some areas over here, make it lighter, and blend it in. Alright, there we go. That's done. Okay, that's done. And now let me show you guys another trick that I use. So over here I have my 10B pencil. Okay, I guess you guys can see it. And I'm gonna sharpen it using a blade to make some, okay, like just like that, keeping just like that is sharpened. And you see this, we're gonna use this to shade in some areas, some create bigger areas. Yes, so that's enough. And I'm gonna use that to shade in over here. Just like that. Blend in with your fingers to prevent it from getting messy. And we shaded that the entire thing. Shade in wherever you think it's needed, but just keep it balanced. It's not like this area is more shade than the other, and if you think that is, then you can just simply erase it or blend it with your fingers. Like over here, I'm going to erase it a little bit and blend using my other finger, just like that. And now it's gonna be easy for us to create shadows. Like over here, we know that this is the under eyes, so the shadows over here should be a little bit darker. And for the darker shadows, I'm using the 2B pencil, but for the lighter shadows, where like for the skin, you gotta use the 2B pencil. So for the darker shadows, I'm using 4B, and for the darker, I'm using 2B. Okay, so just like that. There we're gonna make it darker. And that's done. Blend it in using the cross hatching, or you can also blend in using your finger. The way you like it. That's how I do it. You can also use like cotton, clothes, or even better, that blending stick that you get. But I have that blending stick, but I don't really like using that for these areas because it makes it a little bit darker and I need some lighter shadows. So as you can see, I did the shadows over here and I need to lighten it a little bit. So I'm gonna erase, but first I'm gonna make it a little bit darker on the sides. And now I'm gonna erase a little bit, like from here and a little bit on the cheeks for the highlights. And now you can just blend it a little bit, just like that, and you are done. I'm gonna add some more highlights at the corner of her eyes. We all know that adding highlights is one of the favorite things of all the artists out there, so yeah, I love adding highlights. Just gonna erase a little bit more to blend properly. Okay, erasing and blending for the highlights. Okay, that's done. And now we're gonna add some shadows over here at the nose. Okay, just using my reference. So this is 4B. This is 4B, all right. And I'm using it to make the base shadows. Like you can use 4B to make shadows that are not too dark but not too light either. Alright, okay. And now I have 2B over here, and I can use 2B to just make some more, little bit more lighter shadows. Alright, blend it only a little bit, not too much. Yes, and now you can use a 6B pencil. Okay, I've got 6B over here if you guys can see it, and I'm gonna take that. Alright, just like that. And I'm gonna again blend it using 4B over here. Just shade it in. Just shade it. Remember to shade it with a light hand. Don't like put a lot of pressure on it. Shade it using a light hand, because a lot of pressure can ruin it. If you want to make darker shadows, then you can use the cross hatching process, like first go in one direction and then the opposite direction. But for the shadows, don't be too harsh, like don't put a lot of pressure. So I'm just using a light hand to shade and blend in the shadows over here, just like that. And I think that some highlights are needed on the forehead, so I'm gonna give it some highlights over here. Over here, highlights are needed. All right, and um, yes, just like that. Oh gosh, I messed up. Never mind. Just gonna read it again. So over here, highlights were needed, and now I'm gonna blend it using my 2B pencil, just like that. Don't put too much pressure and do it with a light hand. Okay, so I'm just blending it in, so a lot of shadow is not required on the forehead, so I'm just doing the edges and just like that. All right, now that's done. And where else do we need to add shadows? We're just gonna take a quick look at my reference, and shadows are required over here. Okay, I'm using a 2B pencil so that there's we are adding lighter shadows with the 2B pencil, and then we need shadows over here. All right, that's done. Now let's blend it together. Okay, and I'm gonna use an eraser. Okay, just to make the shadows over here a little bit lighter. Okay, just like that. And I'm gonna again grab my 6B pencil, just 6B pencil, and I'll add some dark shadows over here at the edges. Hmm. Just take a quick look at your reference before adding any shadows, and always use a 2B pencil for the lighter areas. So now I need to blend it. So over here we've got the eyebrows. Okay, that's the eyebrows, and now I'm using 2B again. Okay, I've got 2B in my hands, and I'm just gonna make a little bit shadows over here. It's like this. Alright, there we've got the shadows, and now I'm gonna blend it. Okay, right now it looks a little bit messy because we have not added the highlights, but I promise after adding the highlight it will look a lot better. So I've got my eraser over here in my hands, and now we're gonna add a little bit of highlights like over here. Okay, over here, then over here, then we're gonna make it lighter over here at this area and in the edges. Now just blend it lightly using your fingers, and I'm just looking at my reference to see if I made any mistake. So this was supposed to be a little bit lighter, so I'm gonna erase that and make it lighter. And now we're gonna take our pencil and try to add some darker highlights. Okay, like that over there. Then over here, then over here. So there was supposed to be shadows over here as well. All right. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna use my electric eraser to add some more highlights. I know it's a little bit loud, but yeah. always remember around the highlights there have to be lighter areas. So wherever you have added the highlights, just add a little bit of lighter areas around it, not too much, just a little bit. And I know I'm spending a lot of time on the nose, but it's just because I want it to look like decent at least. Wait, yes, got it. My 4B pencil. Let's use the blend. Okay, that's done. Hmm. So that's done, and now I'm moving on to the lips. So for the lips, again, I'm gonna use my 4B pencil and I'll just shade it in the lips. Okay, just a rough shade. Then I've got my 6B pencil. Just quickly do that. Hmm. I'm just adding the darker shadows using the 6B pencil right now. Just shade and blend. So 6B and now 4B to blend it. Okay. Over here as well. There we go. And now I'm just gonna quickly grab my eraser and we'll add some highlights around the corner of the lips over here and around the edges, just like that. Blend it in using your fingers. Okay, just keep blending. And now I guess I'm gonna use my electric razor. It's gonna be a little bit loud again, but okay. It was loud. I know it's super annoying, but yeah. This is my 8B pencil. Just gonna use it to add some darker shadows real quick at the edges, at the corners, and then the lip line, or I don't know what to call it, but yeah. And now I've got my 6B pencil. We're gonna use that to blend the shadows that we made with the 8B pencil, just like that. And now our lips is done. Or if you want to, you can add a little bit more darker shadows depending on your reference at the edges. But Yeah, but after adding the shadows, you gotta blend it. Don't forget to blend it. So our lips are done. Alright, and now I'm gonna do the chin area. So first, I'll use my 6B pencil. Hmm. Alright. So now I'm adding the shadows to the corners. Alright. I did that from the 6B pencil, and now I'm gonna take my 4B pencil and add some shadows at the chin, just like that. And like I said earlier, always blend after adding shadows or highlights. So I'm just gonna use my 2B pencil to blend it, just like that. As you can see, it looks a lot better like it looked in the beginning. So we just gotta trust the process right here. Alright, now that that is done, I'm gonna add some more shadows over here. So this is my 2B pencil. As you guys can see, I'm gonna add some shadows over here. Just like that. Don't put a lot of pressure. Be gentle with it and always blend. You can use your finger or a cloth or cotton swabs, but I mostly prefer using my finger. You can use whatever you're comfortable with to blend, and I'm gonna add a little bit of highlights at the corner. Yes, just like that. Like I said earlier, always blend after adding highlights or shadows. And we're just gonna use 2B pencil again, and I'm just gonna add some shadows over here, blend it. Okay, I blended it, and now I need it to be darker, so I'm going to use the cross hatching process like I mentioned earlier, and I'm gonna hatch in a direction opposite to what I did earlier. So first I'm going in this direction, okay, left to right, and then I'm going this direction, up and down, okay. So there we go, the cross hatching process, just like that. All right, like I said, be gentle, don't be too harsh. And now I'm again gonna use my eraser to add highlights at the corners, just like that. Blend it using your finger, and you can add more shadows if you want to. Just take a look at your reference before doing anything. Hmm. So I think that I'm gonna make the chins a little bit darker at this in this area, and also the shadows from the hands is casting on her face. Okay, these are the hands and the shadows. So I'm gonna make this a little bit darker. Yep, just like that. And now again, here are the hands that we've got. So I need to make some darker shadows over here. Yep, just like that. Again, I'm gonna use the cross hatching process. Like I mentioned earlier, first go from left to right and then up and down opposite directions, and then blend it. Okay, so that is done. Now I think I'm gonna add the shadows over here. Let me just shift it real quick so that you guys are able to see it properly. Yes, I guess you guys can see it, right? So now I'm working with my 2B pencil, and we're gonna add a little bit of shadows around the nose. So let's go with the nose first. We gotta add shadows on the skin around the nose and the lips. Okay, and then we're gonna draw the shape of the nose, which is somewhat like this. All right, and then we're gonna draw the shadows just like that. So I noticed something in my reference, and that is at this corner of the nose is actually having some highlights. So I'm gonna erase that, and yeah, just like that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add the shadows to the nose. Make it lighter or darker according to your reference, and blend it. Like I said earlier, always blend after, before shadows or highlights. Okay, what am I saying? After adding shadows or highlights, you gotta blend. Sorry, I got a little distracted over there. Okay, we blended that. Added, I'm gonna add a little bit more highlight. Yep, there you go. Blend it again, just like that. And now, what else do we need to add up here? we need to add some more shadows. Okay, some more shadows, blend, add shadows and blend. Like I said, it all comes with practice, so don't stress out if it doesn't get it right at first try, but yeah. So I'm just gonna take a quick look at my reference again, and over here we need some highlights. I'm just gonna erase this part, and I think that this looks good. Just I made this a little bit more darker. Okay, and now we're gonna add some other shadows, like over here. Again, shadows and blend, following the same process as earlier. Okay, there we go. I know what you're thinking right now. That's why after erasing and adding highlights, again added shadows. That's just because I wanted to blend it in. Okay, so if you want more highlights, you can still erase it and blend it using a finger or cloth or cotton, whatever you have available. It doesn't really matter. Although some people say that they prefer the blending swab, but I usually blend using my fingers and it works fine with me. Probably because I work more with acrylics and I don't do much of the charcoal painting, but still, whenever I sketch, I think that using my fingers work perfectly fine with me. Alright, I usually work with acrylic and I usually paint, so maybe that's the reason, but whenever I sketch, I just use my fingers to blend or some clothes that lie around. But yeah, it works fine, doesn't make much of a difference. So I'm just gonna grab my razor again to add a little bit of highlights around here. Okay, I don't want a lot, so I'm just gonna blend it. I just want that area to be a little bit lighter than the rest. That's it. Again, I'm gonna use the cross hatching process for over here. And okay, and we're gonna use some other pencils like 4B pencil, okay, to add some darker shadows around the eyes, just like that. Blend it in, and I need some darker shadows over here as well. Yep, just like that, it's done. Okay, so that is done. Now, what else do we need? Let's take a quick look at my reference And I'm gonna switch back to my 2B pencil and blend. Now I'm again switching back to my 4B pencil because over here the eyelashes need to be darker. Right. Uh-huh. Just like that. And I'm gonna use my eraser to add some highlights around the corners, just like that. And then we're again gonna blend it. All right, so that is done. Now what else do I need? I think that I'm gonna make this area a little bit darker. Hmm, just gonna make this area a little bit darker. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Now I still have a 4B pencil in my hand. And what else do we need? So we need to add the eyebrows. She doesn't have any eyebrows, so we're just gonna add a little bit of eyebrows and then some shadows around it. I'm gonna use my 2B pencil now to add the lighter shadows, just like that. And over here also we got some darker shadows, but I'm still using a 2B pencil for that because I don't want it to be too dark. So we can just blend it afterwards. Blending is very important because it adds a more clear and clean look to your sketch or painting, whatever you're doing. So just don't forget to blend, okay? It's very important. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlights on her nose. I know it's a lot, and I'm adding a lot of things, erasing a lot of things. It might look super confusing at first, but I'm just looking at my reference and fixing my mistakes. That's it. It's not that difficult. Just take a look at your reference and fix whatever you think needs to be fixed. Now, I'm gonna switch to my 4B pencil. Wait. Yes. And I'm gonna add the hair strand. So I'm gonna just do a quick fixing of her hair strand. I want it to be in this direction. So I'm really gonna fix that and we'll make the hair strand go in this direction. Okay, just like that. Yep, that's done. All right, now I'm gonna take my eraser and add some highlights on her hair strand, just like that. Add highlights and then blend it afterwards. So yeah, Her face looks pretty good right now, and I am loving it. Now I'm gonna grab my 8B pencil, okay? And we're finally gonna do her eyes. So we've already made her eyelash, and now we need to make her eyeballs, right? So actually a lot of shading is required around her eyes, so yeah, it's not that simple. So I'm gonna just add her eyeballs, shading to her eyeballs, and then we're gonna grab 4B pencil and just like that. Yeah, that's probably it. Now I'm gonna grab my 6B pencil to blend again, and uh according to my reference I'm adding shadows on the edges of her eyeballs, just like that. Okay, and now I'm just gonna grab my eraser and I will make it a little bit lighter. Then again, blend it in. And look, we gave her a cute little eyeball. Just like that. Now I've got a lot of pencils over here. So I'm really gonna grab my 2B pencil and I'll add some shadows. Okay, that's done. Shadows are done. That's what you thought, but no, we are still not done with her shadows around her eyes. So I'm just gonna add shadows around her eyes. Okay, so after adding the shadows, we need to erase them so that we for the highlights, it will make it look much more snatched, I'm gonna say. So yes, after adding the shadows, we're gonna again erase them. For the highlights, it will make it look even more better. So I'm gonna grab my electric eraser over here. It's gonna be a little bit loud, but we just need to make one straight line, just like that, and then we'll blend it in. Actually, it doesn't, there's not much difference if you see it, but still, I love that difference. Whatever little difference it's having, it just makes it look a little better. Now that that is done, we're gonna give her some under eyes. Don't think that we forgot about her under eyes. I know it just got blended in, but we're gonna just redraw it and give her the under eyes. And that's how first eye is done. Now we're going to do the next one. So again, for the next one, I'm again grabbing my 6B and 8B for blending. So first over here I have my 8B. That's an 8B pencil. Okay. And I'm just gonna use that to add, give her some eyeballs. Yes. Now this is my 6B pencil. I'm gonna use that to blend around her eyeballs. Now this is again my 8B pencil. I'm gonna give some shadows around it and we'll blend it in because as we can see it's too light, so we're gonna give some more darker shadows just like that. I think that looks a lot better than before. And now that the eyeballs is done, let's do the entire eye. So I'm gonna grab my 2B pencil and we'll give her some shadows over here. Yep, just like that. Alright, that is done. Now I'm gonna grab my 6B pencil and I think I'm gonna add some darker areas over here at the bottom because we need to. Okay, so as you can see, the darker areas are done, the eyebrows are done. I'm gonna add some dark shadows at the edges because I just love dark shadows like a lot. And then we gotta do the skin area which is left behind. Okay, this is actually my 8B pencil, but I'm just using it to just give her a few darker shadows from the skin, and then I switch back to my 2B pencil to blend it with the 8B, just like that. Alrighty, that looks pretty good. That looks good. That looks good. I love it. Oh, wait. I'm gonna give one more. I'm gonna add one more highlight to her lips. Just like that. Okay, wait. Yep, that looks better. Alrighty. So finally, the face is done. And now I'm gonna move on to her hair. So now we're gonna do her hair. Wait, where is my 10B pencil? So for the hair, you can grab, it's not necessary to grab a 10B pencil, you can grab any shade, but I prefer doing it with a 10B because it's of, yeah, it's a little bit darker. So again, like we did earlier, I'm gonna, alrighty. It's gonna take a little bit of time, not too much, just a little bit, but a little bit goes a long way. Like, look how dark that made the hair. So, yeah, a little bit does go a long way. And look at the condition of my poor pencil. Can you see it? Just look at it. Oh my gosh. I tilt it a bit so that you guys get a clear view. Yeah, can you guys see it? Yeah, great. Now I need to sharpen my pencil because obviously I cannot get shade with a blunt pencil, so yeah, I'm gonna sharpen it real quick. And look, I sharpened it. So now I'm just gonna grab my blade all over again and be careful with it, okay? Don't hurt yourself. Okay, just gonna. Okay, just if you get it over here, just don't swap it like this. It's gonna make it a lot more messier. So I'm just gonna try to fix it. Okay, just like that. I'm doing it all using just my fingers. So yeah, my finger looks terrible. We need some more. So we're gonna again take our pencil. There we go. Just keep doing it. You can do this, or you can also just grab your pencil and like shade it in. But I don't prefer this method. It makes it a lot more messier than it's supposed to be, so I don't usually prefer this method, but you can do it if you like. But I don't like it. It makes it look really messy. Like it looks really messy right now. So yeah, I don't really prefer this method, but hmm. So with that, one side of our hair is done, and now we need to add some shadows to it. So I'm just gonna add the shadows. It's fine if it's messy, it's just hair. Okay, all you gotta do is just have a little bit of fun. Hmm, there we go. A little bit of shadows on the top as well. Just gonna add some shadows right there. And look, it looks a lot better, right? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that it's so messy. Like, what am I doing over here? If you're thinking that, you are right. It is messy. It is messy, but again, it's it's gonna get fixed like really quick. Just gonna add some more shadows over here and there because that's what we do, right? Okay, I am a little bit tired right now. This is kinda tiring. Okay, that's good. That's a good amount of shadows, right? Wrong. I gotta make more of them. But now it's only halfway done. I still need to do the other part, the hands, the neck, and a lot's gonna have to be done. So yeah, we're again shaving this pencil. I'm so sorry, my dearest pencil, but we need to do this to you. Okay, that's kind of tiring. Actually, I've not eaten my dinner today. What am I saying? My dinner? I mean my lunch. So, uh huh. That's why I'm so tired. But it's not tiring. It's fine and fun. So, mm-hmm. Let's see. Should I? Should I not? Yes, I should. I'm just gonna grab my pencil. Just like that, adding shadows wherever needed. And yeah, look, that looks pretty good. I like that, and it will look even better after I blend it. So, I'm gonna grab my 8B pencil for this now. Like my 8B pencil because the shadows are going to be a little bit darker but a little bit lighter. So we're doing this using an 8B pencil. Okay. For the hair, I mostly use 8B or 10B. And right now, because I'm adding the lighter shadows, I'm using my 8B pencil. Otherwise, I'm gonna use 10B later on. So there we go. And now I'm gonna switch back to my 10B pencil and we'll add some shadows using that. Hmm. Alrighty, that's done. Okay, good. Let's see. Now you know the reason why we add darker shadows over here because we gotta make some room for the hair. It has already been 1 hour, so I'm gonna end this live stream right now. But I will post the end result as a short, so be sure to go watch it. And I always do a live stream every day at 4 p.m. So if you wanna join, I will be more than happy. Bye.